So I'm going to be showing off the Baro deck profile that I personally enjoy for Overdress format. As you can see, the normal Baro ride line. So of course, you need to be playing Pandemonium. This card guarantees you hit 15 soul every time. You need to see this card. You hard mulligan for this card. Curtis is, of course, your next best option. Free soul charge 2, and he hits nice numbers. And his actual effect for counterblast 2 to give 5k comes up actually very rarely, but it does. You need Cutting Sword. Originally, I ran him at a very low number, like 2, because he bricked a lot. He didn't really help you hit soul, especially if you were like starved on counterblast. But you need him for your multi-attack. He helps that the call out from Baro's effect be a lot more effective. And not seeing him in the soul really sucks. And of course, you need your 4 Selfish Engraver. She's our main counter charger. Without her, you are going to struggle, especially when you're healing a lot, over triggering, etc., or your opponent's just not giving you counter blast. You're gonna wish you had her. There's several times where she'll save you from being able to hit 15. Then I run 2 copies of Keenly. She will be our deck reoccur card. And a lot of people would like to run her as a 1-up, but as soon as you damage that 1-up, you're gonna wish you had 2. Trust me guys, 2 is definitely the number here. And she's actually one of our finishers. Most of the time, if they're at 5 damage, she will win you the game. I main deck 2 other Spartans, so that's 3 total. And the reason why is his Counterblast 2 to Soul Charge 2 is necessary when trying to hit 15. Of course, 4 Swirlers, as the mat shows. Swirler is our new grade 1. He's actually extremely helpful. He makes that first few Baro attacks actually strong, which a lot of people back then with Baro, or even when you don't see Swirler, have a really easy time guarding those first 2 attacks and then just PG Baro. But now Swirler changes that. Of course, you need your PGs. And I main deck 2 Brother Soul. Brother Soul is just like Spartan and Curtis. Only reason why I run 2 is because after you hit grade 3, you will never use it. It becomes PG fodder at that point. You just want to see it early game. Get that extra soul charge 2 in. 4 heal. Currently I'm running 4 draw because of running 4 copies of Cutting Sword. You need to see other pieces. And that leaves 7 crit. You could swap the draw and the crit. I've done that before. 8 crit, 3 draw. Either way works perfectly fine. And of course the Dark State OT, because 10 to crit to your Vanguard is stupid good in Baro. Just to quickly go over a few things with you guys. The reason why we run Brother Soul and Spartan and Curtis, because Pandemonium, the ride line will hit you to 6 cards in soul. Pandemonium will hit you to 10. These will hit you to 12, 14, 16. Or if you get 2 of any of these, 1 Swirler or 1 Engraver, 15. Hard mulligan for the Pandemonium. Get 2 of these, get 1 of these, or 3 of these. Either way, hit 15 or 16, first grade 3 turn every time. It's pretty hard to brick on that. Another combo, guys. When calling out from Baro, this lane is a 33 for Swirler, because they both come out plus 10s on both Swirler and Curtis. Swirler's effect Soul Charge 1, Curtis' effect Soul Charge 2. That's 3 stacks of 5 to him. So that's a plus 25, 33. This is 23. You can get that exact same effect to go off again with Cutting Sword and your 1 Sonicer in the ride line. So if you don't feel like you need a soul charge anymore, this will be able to do the exact same number line. is his second effect, his 13 cards in soul. You do not need to pay both effects. You don't need to pay his second effect of the 7 or more soul. You can skip straight to the 13, plus 5 to the front. He's going to be 25. Sonicer will come out 33. That's a huge number for you. And remember, guys, with Curtis, don't be afraid to use that counterblast. If you still have a bunch of heals in deck, you're seeing a lot of engravers, use it. Hit those magical numbers. Make Curtis 28. Make the Sonicer 33, etc. You can make this 38 and Curtis 28 on them if you have the counterblast to spin. And of course, use his other effect when you can. Get a PG, get your over trigger, get whatever pieces you need if you can afford it. Even when you call him out from Barrow, it'll work. Another thing to keep in mind is Swirler plus Engraver. There are several matches where you're going to catch yourself in a weird spot where you don't have enough counterblast, let's say, to hit 15. You can't use Pandemonium and Barrow's effect on one turn. The only way you can hit it is if they let Engraver hit. All good players won't let Engraver hit. They will stick you where you have 13 in soul, Engraver will make 14, the on hit won't trigger, they'll keep you at 14. If you have Swirler, go all in on this. You can use Pandemonium, make this big lane, swing like a 40k lane at them and say guard this Engraver or let me hit 15. You will hit real big numbers on them. They'll probably let it hit, or if they guard it, you just rip 2 to 3 cards out of their hand, which is exactly what you wanted. Then they still have to take the Barrow to ping them up 2 to 3 damage or PG your Barrow. So you still got what you wanted out of that turn. When you have those scenarios with Engraver, just go all in on it. There's no reason to sit at 10 and play slow with Barrow. Your hand isn't big enough to play slow with some of these decks in meta right now. But overall, it's a fun deck. I'm telling you guys, you definitely need to be running these Soul Charge 2s. Being able to have 8, 2 and 2 and 4 Curtises, high chance of drawing 1 of each or 2 total double Soul Charges, plus the hard mulligan for the Pandemonium, plus any other Soul Charge card. It's gonna happen, guys. And the double Keenly is definitely necessary. I've had it happen where I had her as a 1-up and I damaged her and I lost through deck out. You don't want that to happen. It's a pretty bad feeling. But overall, I love Barrow. I've been maining Barrow in this format since set 2, really. Set 1, I was playing more of Bruce. But overall, it's a fun deck. It really is competitive. The last Clash of Nations, I actually went X2 with the deck, but there were so many X2s, I didn't make it into top 8. My losses was to Gravidia and to Bruce. The Bruce player got to go first, and he got the drive checks he needed, and the Gravidia player, I actually opened really sacky on him with over trigger on because I went second on my grade 1 turn, but then he returned that to me by healing 3 times, so it's all good. I had fun with the deck that night, and I'll definitely keep playing Barrow into the future until he's obsolete or there's a better Dark State deck that messes with Soul. So until then, peace.